back to Asian Garden at Table. Once again, we are working on the posts for the rest of the raised bed garden. Some of you have raised questions about the wood that we're using, why we're using pressure treated wood, and if that's safe to use pressure treated wood in a raised bed garden. We'll talk a little bit about why that's okay now.
But you don't understand. I won't be here when you wake up again.
So today we're working on the side posts. We already finished all the corner posts that we're going to use for the next 6 raised bed gardens, but I need to finish the side posts. So to do that, we're again using here some pressure treated 2x8s. And we're cutting them up into a couple of pieces. So these are 8 foot long that I've cut in half. See, I've kind of beveled the top edge, and then we cut another piece into 4 sections, 2 feet long, to put the spacer board in between. And then we're using some PVC, 1.25 inch PVC pipe that we're going to put in between here where the other boards go together, and that's going to be the support system for our overhead trellis. So we put the spacer board in between. We set the other board on the top. We line them up. We put the carriage bolts through boards like that, Flip it up. We set the spacer post in the middle and 2 of the bolts. Oops. 2 of the bolts go through that pole, like that. So that's what's going to hold up the trellis. Then we use a hammer, bang those through, washers, nuts, washer, nut. Here we just grab our ratchet and we tighten those bolts up. And that's it. And that's the posts for the sides. So I've got the gap here on either side to support the side boards. Again, we're using 2x12, so I cut this bottom board and set it in between at a place where we'll have the right distance for the 2 boards that we're putting in for the sideboards, and the trellis support here. The trellis poles will come in here and we'll drill a hole through it, and then I'll take this bolt out and that will go through the trellis system, which will support the load for the trellis system.
So we have viewers want to know why we didn't choose the blocks they sell in Home Depot. Remember the block I showed you that they used to support the boards as a raised bed?
All right, so that's what you're talking about. So Home Depot sells these,
Yes.
What they call brown planter wall block. So you could use this in your garden for the corners. It is 5.5 inches tall. So to make the height of a raised bed that we're doing, like I said, we're going almost 2 feet tall in the raised bed. we'd have to stack these up. They wouldn't be stable, even if we ran a piece of rebar down the center. Just wouldn't stack up high enough for us and wouldn't be useful. Plus, there's no way with that system to support the trellis structure that we're going to put in there. Again, we're going to put trellises over the whole garden, so we want to be able to support that trellis system at every post, and to do that we need to have something to attach them to. So having these posts go deep into the ground, 2 feet deep into the ground, helps us to support the 2 feet above the ground, and will also support the trellis system that's going to be holding up all the vining plants. So we needed something that was a lot bigger structure, a lot stronger structure than these things that you can buy at Home Depot.
Yeah, we have a lot of storm and hurricane here, so
Right,
we need a
high
really
winds,
strong one.
There's no way that a system like that would support the height of the raised beds that we're building. Things would just fall apart. This is not going to fall apart. At least I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree, honey. There's a reason why we choose what we chosen.
Yeah, we put some thought into this. You know, Regina and I are both engineers, so we have a pretty good background in as what's going to work for our plans. Now, as far as why we used pressure treated wood, a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, some people have raised questions about why we're using pressure treated. Is it safe? You know, the pressure treat that they use today is a lot different than what they used 10, 15 years ago. They don't use arsenic in the pressure treat anymore. It's a copper azole compound, and the amount of material that's in the wood tends to stay in the wood. It doesn't really leach out, and the amount of pressure treated wood we have relative to the garden size that we have is so small that you're not going to get any appreciable amount of leaching from the wood into the garden.
Yeah.
We've been running a little bit behind schedule with getting the garden done, for good reason. You guys out there have been very supportive of us, and we've gotten a lot of seed orders. So we've been spending a lot of our time at home packing vegetable seed for you. So we kind of put this on hold while we're satisfying all those orders. So thank you guys for all the orders. It's been great, and we're gonna keep working as much as we can here on the garden to get things moving along. Regina's probably showed you that she's planted some plants in the first 2 raised beds that we built. And we're spending some time here on the weekend. Today's Sunday, actually, and trying to get some of these posts made so we can finish the garden. 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. I still need to make 3, 6, I got 22 more to go.
22 more.
22 more to go. It's a lot of wood. It's a lot of work.
You can do it, honey.
We can do it.
We can do it.
We can do it. This is my last one of these. I need to go to
Home Depot.
Home Depot and buy some more of this material so I can cut them up and prep those. I need 10 more. So today we're back assembling the corner posts, just putting the trellis supports into the corner posts. You can see that we cut them to 2 foot length, and then we pre-drill 2 holes in them, and those 2 holes are going to line up with the holes that we drilled in the post, and that's going to hold this in position. One of the bolts, at least, is also going to provide support for the trellis pole that's going to go inside of here. These are just bushings for the pole supports, and we're going to use top rail, 1 3/8 top rail, which is a fence top rail, as the trellis structure. So those poles are going to come up out of here. They're going to have a hole through them, and the bolt is going to hold it in place. Flip it over so you can see. So I countersunk these holes on the side of the post here so they wouldn't stick out. So I didn't want anything on the outside of the post sticking out where someone might catch their leg. Got the 2 holes drilled and countersunk into the post with the nuts and washers in place. You can see on this side the carriage bolts are going through the PVC pipe. And then here we have the slot for the 2 boards that are going to form the side walls of the raised bed. Hunter, can I borrow the hammer? So we finally finished the 48 side posts and the, how many?
24.
So we finally finished the 48 side posts and the 24 corner posts that we need for the next 6 raised beds that we're going to build. So all the building part of it is done. Now we can finally go back to the digging part of it. So next I'll be out there with a tractor or my post hole digger making holes in the ground, lining things up and getting these posts set so that we can finish the other 6 raised bed gardens. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like our channel. And don't forget to go to AsianGardenTable.com to shop for your vegetable seeds and cooking wok supplies. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.